Put my earbuds in. I apologize. Good morning. I knew I was missing something. I hope you can hear me now. It's me, Marla Goldberrg, and I'm coming to you to talk to you about a few things. Number one, Guided Spirit Conversations podcast, which will be going live at 12 noon Eastern Time, 11 Central, on my YouTube page of the same name, Guided Spirit Conversations, or my Facebook page, as well as LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and there were a few other offshore areas platforms it's being streamed to. Okay, so Guided Spirit Conversations podcast, what is it? Well, it's a podcast where I bring the most incredible metaphysicians, spiritual leaders from across the globe to talk to you about what they do, how they work with their clients, giving you tips, tools, and techniques that you're able to practice throughout your day to hopefully start you as a catalyst on going down the path that will bring you what you desire, need, and want. So that's the concept of Guided Spirit Conversations. And it goes live every Thursday, as I mentioned, on my YouTube channel of the same name, Facebook, my LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, etc. And so I wanted to invite you to today's show because we have a doozy of a guest. I know, doozy, who uses that word anymore? So Nancy Orlen Weber is my guest today. And I'm so excited. She was so highly recommended to me by a dear friend. And so we reached out and she graciously agreed to be on the show. So let me tell you a little bit about Nancy. She's a nurse, minister, medical intuitive, animal communicator, holistic lifestyle educator, certified clinical aromatherapist, psychic detective, as well as author. And I will share with you that she has, oh my God, I went on her website, which will be in the blog, and it was, if you read her backstory, it is really interesting how she started down one path like many of us, and there was a catalyst for something, so she went on a different path. And it was at this point in time where she started working with detectives and helping for missing persons cases, missing items, etc. I know that I'm not doing her bio justice, but it's amazing how she transitioned and went down her path, and in her path became a medical intuitive, became a psychic detective. She is an amazing healer, as well as author, and her 3 books are The Life of a Psychic Detective, All Nature Speaks, Conversations with Pets and Wildlife. So I invite you to tune in, be a part of this conversation that I'll be having with Nancy Weber. It's an interactive show, so you are able to bring to me, type in questions to ask Nancy. And Nancy and I will both get them. And if it's appropriate for her to answer, well, it'll definitely be appropriate for her. But if it's appropriate for me to chime in, I will also chime in with whatever it is I know about. So please tune in. If you like the show, like it, subscribe to it, review it. Email me. Tell me what you'd like to have for 2023. What kind of topics or what kind of metaphysicians? Because the show has been created with you in mind to bring to you what you may want in terms of information, guidance, techniques. Okay, so you email me at marlamghealer.com. And speaking of metaphysicians from across the globe, I'm not going to give you a ton of details, but watch out for the Purple Book for Trusted Metaphysicians and more. These have been vetted metaphysicians, spiritual leaders from across the globe who have crossed my path personally, whether it's through my podcast, through my travels, through personal work together. And this was created as a resource directory for you, the public. Now, just hang on with me because we're in the process of putting it all together. There will be a launch date. When I get more information about when we'll be ready to launch, you'll be the second to know because I'll be the first to know. Anyway, what else can I share with you? It's the holiday time. Lots of stress. Lots of frustration. So, how do you handle it? Well, there's a number of ways. I'm going to give you one tip today, and that is breathe. If somebody is pushing your buttons, slow down your breathing. Start taking slow, deep breaths. If you need to remove yourself from the person, from the area, do. It's okay to say, excuse me, and pick yourself up and go and cool down. It is also appropriate when you come back to say to whomever that whatever the topic is that triggered you is not an appropriate topic to talk about and you want to change the subject. In your own kind way, you can let people know that how you run your life is your business. If you like what they're saying, take it in. But if somebody's being judgy and critical and think that they have a right to say things to you that are, it's really none of their business, you have the divine right to say, I'm sorry, but this isn't a topic I care to share with you. If it continues, you can excuse yourself totally from the event, whatever it is, instead of locking horns and turning it into a big hullabaloo. So that's my tip for the day on trying to get through the holidays, even if this is a professional experience, an event, and this is even more important professionally, you need to act with grace and dignity and not get into lowering yourself to their level. Head high, deep breaths, excuse yourself, and move on. You will be looked at as the person who can handle your situation, which will be positive in the eyes of your supervisors. Okay. Well, I'm going to be back in a little while as I get ready for the show. As I leave you, I send you with love, blessings, and gratitude. Know how grateful I am that you're in my life in whatever capacity you're in it. Because not only are you my student, you are my teacher. Not only am I your teacher, I am your student. So I am so grateful for you. Also, I'm going to say these 3 words to you. If you've heard them already, this is just one more coming at you. If you haven't heard it yet, let me be the first. I love you. You are loved. Whether you're feeling very solitary in this holiday season or you're surrounded by tons of family and friends, you are loved. And not just by the beings on this earth, including me, but your beings on the other side of the veil are all rallying around you because they want to see you succeed. Here's the golden ticket. You need to ask. They do not have free will to just jump in and start helping you. You need to ask them for what you want, whether it's guidance, support, information. Ask them for it, and then you will receive. Here's the other side of the golden ticket. You need to be open to how the information comes to you because it's not necessarily a linear, here's a question or here's what I need, and you're going to get an answer on how to do it. It can come through the form of many ways, and you have to be open to that. Some of the ways it could, and I say some, through a song. You might hear something on a television program that it will be your epiphany. You could hear it in your ears with your own voice. It sounds like an idea. You might be passing somebody who's saying something to somebody else and you just catch a phrase that's meant for you to hear as well as the person who's hearing it. So those are just a couple or a few ways that information can come to you. I know for me, when I'm driving in the shower, lots of times that's when I'll hear it. When my mind is doing something else, which gives space and grace to my receptors so I can hear, see, feel the messages. So that's my suggestion for you for the moment. Anyway, I will see you in a little while. Until then, have a beautiful morning.